So Columbus is not the most walkable city in America, yet when I help people relocate here, they always ask me, where are the walkable places to live in? So if that's something that's important to you, stay tuned. So in today's video, to do this justice, we must first define what is a walkable neighborhood, because a walkable neighborhood is going to be different for everybody. Whether it's somewhere that has sidewalks so you can walk to restaurants, coffee shops, or somewhere that you're going to live and actually can walk to work. So we're going to use our friends today at walkscore.com as a benchmark to what actually defines a walkable neighborhood. And in this video, we'll rank scores from 0 to 100. And today we're actually going to start out in one of the most walkable neighborhoods. Actually, it is the most walkable neighborhood, called the Short North. With a walk score of 95, this Short North is the most walkable neighborhood in all of Columbus. And it runs up along down High Street, which extends from the downtown all the way up to 5th Avenue. And you'll know when you're in the Short North because you'll see these arches that cross High Street, and they pay homage to the trolley cars that used to run along here. So speaking of homage, if you're ever going to venture down in the Short North, there's always something new and trendy going on. So right behind us, Homage is a famous clothing brand that's actually home to Columbus. And they partner with the Graduate Hotel, which is a boutique hotel that's very collegiate themed. You can actually stay there. So they'll actually deck your room that you stay out if you're a graduate of a Big Ten school. So if you went to Indiana, it's all Indiana, Penn State, you get the point. But right behind me is the Homage Bar. And the Homage Bar partnered with the Graduate Hotel, and they actually have like a really cool old aesthetic inside, and it's just a new trendy bar I haven't seen before. So what makes the Short North really unique, it's actually the Short North Arts District. And see behind me, we got a mural, and there's all kinds of murals and street art that are down here. And as you go up and down High Street, what you're going to quickly notice about the Short North is there is art boutiques everywhere. And on the first Saturday of every single month, it's what's called gallery hop. So if it's a walkable neighborhood, gallery hop is definitely the best way to experience this neighborhood. When you come down here, you're going to go from gallery to gallery on a Saturday night, and you can go out to dinner with your friends and have some entertainment. There's going to be all kinds of art to explore. So that's, again, the Short North Art District. So let's get into the real estate. In the Short North, there are going to be no single family houses because everywhere you live in the Short North, you're going to be living on High Street. So behind me, there's some really nice townhouse style homes. This is called Victorian Gate. It's a gated entrance for security. And you can actually start living here for as little as $300,000 and go on up to about $600,000. And there's a lot of mid and high rise condos that are in the Short North, and they all come with really great amenities. And mostly they're flat style condos. And you can start again on some of these other condos for even cheaper. You can actually start in the high 200s. And if you want that penthouse style condo, they can go as high as $1 million. So there's no shortage of artists that live down in the Short North, obviously, and I just ran into this gentleman. You said your name's Isham, correct?
Yes, my name is Isham, yeah. I'm a guitar player, I'm singing songs. I have my YouTube channel. You can check it out at Isham.
Isham, when you're down here, do you ever spend time here during gallery hop?
Yeah, mostly here every other day or every day just stretch my legs.
Stretch your legs. So we're doing a walkable video. He's out here stretching his legs. So let that be.
Enjoy the Short North shoppings and bars all around the streets. Yeah, I like that.
So let me sum up the Short North and who it's for. People live down here because it is the most vibrant place of the city. It's really the heartbeat of Columbus. So if you're down here in the weekend, you're going to get all types of visitors coming in from out of town because we have a convention center right down the street. You also have people from the suburbs who want to come down here for the arts and the gallery. And it's very dense and really great restaurants. There are so many good restaurants down here and they enjoy in the Short North. And if you have a sweet tooth, trust me, there are so many good bakeries and ice cream and little shops to go into and get your fix for that sweet tooth. So the Short North, also just from a walkability standpoint, you have access to Gooddale Park. And Gooddale Park is a great park to go out and stretch your legs, get exercise, especially for your furry friends. So if you're a dog person, you're going to meet so many other dog people down there as well. Today we're at the end of the week or on a Friday, and you can already start feeling the people coming in on the sidewalks, and they're going to be down here tonight. And when you get down here tonight, it is going to be pretty live. There is all types of entertainment that goes on down here, from street music, just to the atmosphere at the bars and the restaurants, and people just want to enjoy that nightlife. So that is the Short North. Coming in at number 2 on our list is Victorian Village, and this has a walk score of 88. I actually think that's kind of underrated because there's so much you have access to in this neighborhood. But we're standing right here in front of a Victorian style house, and hence the name Victorian Village. A lot of inspired Victorian era architecture lines Neal Avenue, and Neal Avenue is the most gorgeous street in all of Columbus. As you go down Neal, you'll see the cathedral trees and an arch that covers the entire street the whole length down. I always said they should film movies down here because it's something that you just don't see every day. And there's so many people who enjoy this walk. You're going to see people walking their dogs and just enjoying the shade and the trees in the summer like we are right now. The nice thing about Victorian Village is you have such great proximity to High Street. You really are living in the short north, but this Victorian Village is its own separate designation and its own neighborhood. And down the end of the street, you're going to have Lucky's Market. And so if you're just somebody who wants to have like your bodega, Lucky's is a really cool boutique market. Think of Whole Foods, but a little bit smaller scale. But that is something right here at the disposal of the neighborhood. And if you want a little bit more peace and quiet, Victorian Village is a really big neighborhood. You can actually go a lot of streets over and you're going to be well away from High Street. You could be well away from Neal Avenue right here where you're going to find the most people hanging out. But the other thing I like about Victorian Village is it's so central. You have such great access to freeways and to the university. And if you like Ohio State football, you can actually just walk right down Neal Avenue. You're going to run right into Ohio Stadium. So the walkability down here is great, especially if you have pets. You're also going to borrow Gooddale Park. Gooddale Park is an incredible park right here in the middle of the neighborhood. And it has tons of events going on throughout the summer. They have pride festivals, they have food truck events, you're going to have community fest, you're going to have live music. Gooddale Park has something going on all the time, but it's also a really great place to take your pets and go enjoy some outdoor life with your furry friends. I mean, if you look at the architecture of some of these buildings, they just don't build homes like this anymore. And I think it's just such a special place to live. So anytime a listing comes available down here, they do move pretty quick. These homes that you see behind me, you can range anywhere from the low end on $600,000 on the way up well over $1 million. And you don't have to live in the Victorian Village to find a Victorian style house. There is plenty of other housing opportunities in the Victorian Village. We have new construction, there's townhouse style condos, there's row houses, there's apartments for rent. So there's something down here for everybody. So let's talk about location. Victorian Village has prime location. We are just to the west of High Street and we're just north of the downtown. And extends all the way up to 5th Avenue, just short of the Ohio State University. So if you're living down here, you might be working at the university, you might be working somewhere downtown, but you have the ability to either walk, ride a scooter, or a bike. So we're coming home. I used to live right here from 2011 and 2017. I was in my late 20s and this was the most fun I ever had, was living down here. So with a 90 on the walk score, we're in Italian Village. And Italian Village, I used to call home. I love this area. It has quickly become one of the trendiest places to live because again, with proximity to High Street, we're actually now on the east side of High Street. So in this area, you have all of Short North to enjoy. You can be downtown in less than 5 minutes by car. You can be on the freeway in like 2 minutes, but right also close to Ohio State as well. This neighborhood has such great features to it because you actually have a smaller neighborhood, so you actually feel more connected to High Street versus Victorian Village, which is really massive. So depending on where you're in Victorian Village, it might take you a minute to walk to High Street. But here in Italian Village, you're just steps away from High Street, and that's what I love about living down here. Now, a couple other things about Italian Village is they have a lot of really good trendy breweries that have been popping up. You have Hoof Hearted and Seven Sons. There's also a lot of good pizza restaurants that are down here. You have Gourmet Pizza. I see a new pizza joint I have to go check out here right to my left. As I sit here talking to you. But just from a lifestyle standpoint, you have great access to gyms, you have condos, you have townhouses that you can live in. So if you want to buy a house, home prices down here start in about $400,000 range and they quickly get up to $800,000, $900,000 houses. And there's actually new construction down here as well. A lot of developers have come in here and actually fixed up some, really old style houses or what we call infill lots where houses didn't used to exist, but now they build up some really cool new construction homes. So talking about Italian Village real estate, you are governed by a historical commission, and the historical commission in Italian Village, they do keep very strict standards to their building and architecture. So if you want to do any type of improvements owning a home down here, it has to go through a historical commission review. I actually used to walk to the Ohio State football games from down on the street. I also used to be able to walk to the North Market, and I used to love going to the North Market food hall. I used to have a dog down here, so there was a lot of great parks I could walk my dog to because both Italian Village is going to have parks, and you can go to Gooddale Park right across the street. So I just think from a walkability standpoint, this neighborhood has it all. Now, Italian Village has some humble beginnings because it took many years to gentrify this area. And where I'm standing today, right behind me, this is called the Vetro. And the Vetro is the only building that stands at what's now known as Jeffrey Park. Jeffrey Park is home to hundreds of apartments, hundreds of condos, and some really upscale, nice places that you can choose to live. And it's very high density that's down here. And as you go up, you can see, look at how many different places there are and different options and styles of architecture that are down here now. But you have really great views and vistas of the city, of the Wonder Bread factory, which we'll get into here in a minute. And this used to be just a desolate looking place. And now when you're here, it's so bright and vibrant and green. There's people out here walking all around. And I really love what happened to Jeffrey Park. So some other areas that kind of really rank low in the walk score, I was actually surprised, would be areas like Clintonville and Worthington, because they also straddle High Street and they have so many like really good shops and restaurants, just like the Short North does. There are some gems in Old North. I swear, for if you're around the median price point of like $350, I would highly recommend the Old North. So there's just other areas like I was really surprised about the walking scores in some of those. Something I found out about the walk score is they base it on the amount of density of people live around the area. Now, there's some other places in Columbus that have really great areas to walk around to. They're kind of more destinations. So they're more like your Bridge Parks, your Worthingtons, where you're going to go downtown and feel, what it's like to be around there, but there's not much residential opportunities to live close by, so they get lower walk scores. But they do make really great places to go out. And so other places I would think of are like places like Gahanna. Westerville has a really cool like downtown college vibe to it because they've got Otterbein University there too. Like we're driving right downtown in the heart of the city right now. And when I moved here, it was back in 2004. And I mean, this was a ghost town, honestly. Like there was a big city down here, but there was nobody out here. I'm so happy now. Like I'm seeing like all kinds of like breweries and places that pop up. And there's some really high-end restaurants that came back into the downtown. They're also building a lot of like condos that are down here. So a lot of these older buildings are getting condo renovations. There's some new construction condos. There's so many surface lots down here that they really need to develop. And we just changed our building code, so they're going to have more density and actually be able to go more vertical with some new construction. So lots about the change with the downtown scene as well. So just met Ryan here. He's out here with his dogs. He says he lives in German Village. How long have you lived down here, man?
I've been in German Village for like 5 years now, yeah.
What are some areas and things that you like to walk to around German Village?
German Village, it's like very walkable. I live down by Pistachio Vera on Livingston, and we walk the dogs to Schiller like every day.
Yeah.
It's a great park, a good community.
So you walk to Stoff's Coffee a lot?
I do, yeah. Spend a lot of time at Stoff's, actually, yeah. I made like a lot of really good friends just from walking the area. So.
Yeah, I just kind of walked up to you and just kind of started talking. Yeah.
I think that's what's really special about German Village is there's a lot of there's like just a good sense of community and
that's what I felt like. I thought down here, like out of all the downtown neighborhoods, in my opinion, you have the most community down here because you actually feel like you know your neighbors. You kind of see the same people, especially when you're walking a dog. I think every day you're kind of walking past the same people, stopping and talking. What's like your favorite restaurants? There's so many good ones here.
Yeah,
I just like to know like what's the best place for someone visiting German Village.
I just ate at Chapman's last weekend. It was pretty good.
I know. I'm a Chapman, by the way.
Yeah. And it was very good. It was exceptional.
Nice.
What else? Club 185 has got like a really cheap, their burger is awesome.
Smash style burger, right?
Yeah.
I love that place.
It's delicious for the price. Pistachio Vera is good. I think that they have the best pastries around. So there's Thurman's, there's South Village Grill. They have sushi there too. Yes.
They're serving sushi there too now.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Joni's next door from South Village Grill. Yeah, great sushi. And it's all walkable. You know what I mean? So it's great.
And if you're somebody who really loves community parks, good shops, good restaurants, and most importantly, something that's really historical vibe, German Village is going to be the perfect spot for you. So it's just in the south side of the city. You have walking ability to the urban core. You actually have walking ability to so much because you actually can walk down to what's called the brewery district. We have a lot of good breweries and restaurants and theater. And then right inside your own neighborhood is a park like this. And this is the most beautiful park in all of Columbus. It's called Schiller Park. And behind me, you got really beautiful ponds. You got people out here playing with their dogs today. We just met a couple over there. They were having a great time. And the architecture around the neighborhood is incredible. It looks a lot like Goodale Park, but it's over 23 acres. It is a very expansive park. And as you can see right behind me, there are so many beautiful gardens and green spaces for people just to come down here and enjoy. There's a lot of walking paths. I see people out here taking their bikes and taking scooters all around, and people just enjoying the sunshine. Today is only 85 degrees. There's not much humidity. And so it's a really nice day to be out here walking around. So one thing German Village residents take very seriously is home and gardens, and they're very proud of that. Every year they're going to have a home and garden tour, and that's been spanning for decades. But homes like this, we're right here on Deschler Avenue. It's overlooking Schiller Park. These are some really grand, beautiful homes. I love coming down here and just like admiring all the beautiful landscaping that these residents do, because they take great pride in it. And I just think if you're down here, you'll actually love walking and seeing these houses. What might take the walkability down a couple notches in German Village is they used to have a grocery store right here in the middle of the neighborhood. They decided to redevelop the lot where Giant Eagle was, so the neighborhood no longer has a grocery store. So I think that was really a big mistake that they allowed that to happen. So let's talk about the real estate in German Village. It is some of the most desirable real estate in all of Columbus. It has the highest price per square foot. And a lot of that is driven just because the houses here are smaller. But if you want something that's easy to maintain, German Village is going to be for you, because they have very few small yards, and some of them don't even have yards at all. They're just more like a courtyard style backyard space, or you might have a little bit of a side yard, but a lot of it is all about the home and gardens. I think what's really important to talk about German Village as well is the tourism aspect. Right behind me is the book loft. It brings in a lot of tourists to come down to this bookstore. And there's also what's called Smith's. Smith's is a famous sausage house. It's where people go for German food. They have really great sausages, obviously, but if you're going to be living down here, you definitely have to deal with some tourism. But it's not too bad. It's not like people are going to be coming up, hanging out in front of your house all the time. But I just think it's important to note that when you're down here, a lot of people like to come visit German Village. So one thing I know about German Village is it is a place that people go out to eat, and there's a lot of nice patios that you can actually walk to in the evening. So a lot of people down here, they love going to places like Cento and Lindy's because they have really beautiful patios that you can go out and enjoy in the evening. And then if you have too many cocktails, you can just stumble home. So that concludes today's walking tour. I really appreciate you guys coming along with us. And if you have any questions about buying or selling real estate here in Central Ohio, my number is right here. Please get a hold of us. My team would love to help you make a smooth move.